Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and on today's Work in Progress Wednesday, we're going to be making Mattel Elites of Kazuchika Okada and Shingo Takagi. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Like I said, today we've got Okada and Shingo, and I have wanted to make, well, I've made Okada. I think I've made a couple elites of him. I made an Ultimate Edition, which I believe is just over on my shelf, but I wanted to make another version of him with just a little bit different parts. So this isn't going to necessarily be an AEW attire. I think mostly he's just worn like the white and like a white and silver, and then like a white with, or a black with like a gloss black, so nothing too crazy compared to what he wore in New Japan. And honestly, that's how I feel about his entire AEW run. Maybe at the point where this comes out that things have changed, but while I was looking up reference pictures and just going through things to try to put this figure together, it just reminded me of New Japan Okada. And just like I feel about Kenny Omega, they're just different people when they're over in New Japan, even though they're still kind of wrestling that same style, or were. It's just it's different. It's different. But anyway, hop off the hate train here. I'm excited to make this. So we're gonna be going with the black attire with the gold lines on it, and even these attires were pretty. So we had this one as well as a red one that had the gold on it, and those were pretty just plain attires compared to some of the other stuff he's worn. I do want to make an Okada with pants sometime. And then Shingo, we've got this attire, so there's going to be flames on one leg, and then we've got a dragon that'll be on the other. And then this part I'm excited about. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to end up doing it. So we have, this is the belt, and I took this belt from an extra Kit Wilson Elite that I had. So I'm going to put the like tie design on it for sure. But then what I think I'm going to do is paint this black and then just paint the details on there instead of putting the decals, which I've got to paint the torso as well. So I'm excited because a lot of thought went into this formula. So we will see what I ultimately decide to do at the end. I think I need to make Okada a little bit taller. So one of the ideas I had is right here. I forgot to put these on the screen, but I have some shorter calves. So these are, oh, now I don't remember. Eddie Guerrero calves, maybe? Don't remember. So they're very short calves. So Okada is like 6'2", maybe 6'3". He's a taller dude, so I think I'm gonna try these shorter calves with the longer boots and see how that works for height. Because right here he's pretty small. Shingo is like 5'10" or something. But we've got a Brian torso. The arms, I don't remember who they came from. Maybe no, not Legends Edge. I don't remember where. Cowboy Bob Orton, maybe? We've got a Mr. Perfect for the legs here. Same calves and everything. And then just some black boots. This head is from Hederation, as well as the Shingo here, which I think looks awesome. I wanted to make him, give him that kind of like barrel-chested look. I've seen people use a Hogan torso, which I think captures his build, but I think it's way too big for him because he looks big next to like Naito and Bryan Danielson, but he's 5'10". He's not like a massive dude. So I used smaller legs for him, and then I used Drake Maverick calves actually to keep him in scale, and then he's got the taller boots. So the red will stay on the boots there. We've got Arn Anderson torso. I am going to repaint this in the tan skin tone, and then these are Heath Slater arms that we will get rid of. I think these are going to look awesome. I'm really excited for the Shingo. I've wanted to make him for a while. I didn't want to do just a solo video of him. because I didn't know how many other people were going to be excited about Shingo, so I figured why not throw the Rainmaker in here. But there we go. Let's get to it. All right, here we go. So for what will be a very, or should be, I'm planning to be, a very New Japan heavy 2025, we've got some bigger names here with Okada and Shingo Takagi. Obviously, Okada, in my opinion, was massive, was like a legend coming over to AEW, and now he just says the B word. So take that as you will. I'm more excited about my figure than I am about what he's done so far in AEW. I think this is kind of the look he had towards the end of his time in New Japan. I'm not sure if he's had this exactly. He's had like the white and silver look. But this one, it works for me. It's just kind of an updated Okada with the sculpt from Federation here. And then I think the Shingo sculpt was also from Federation. I'm forgetting. I had a lot of fun piecing that one together. That was one that had kept me from doing it for quite a while, to be able to keep him in scale and have those tall boots. I've seen a few customs of him, and he's not super tall, so I feel like we did a good job here keeping him in scale. The torso, I think fits him perfectly. I'm glad I could use the extra piece there from Pretty Deadly. I decided to paint it instead of using the decal around the waist, just to kind of more accurately get that like kind of higher waisted look for him. And then those decals are pretty simple. The green one is pretty big, but I was able to apply it pretty easily, just using the hairdryer and everything and being patient with that since it's such a large decal, and then placing it just like on the hip there so that it all kind of flowed together. There wasn't really too many gaps. All in all, I'm really happy. I always feel like when I look at customs when I'm done with them, I'm like, oh, like that was pretty simple. But sometimes they sit on my shelf because I'm like, man, I've got a lot to put into that. A lot of prepping, or I don't know. Sometimes in my head, I feel like it's going to be a lot, and then I get here and I'm like, oh, it looks good. It looks pretty simple, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking and I haven't had enough coffee yet today. But if you stuck around, I appreciate it. Sticking around through all my mindless yapping and talking here. If you have some customs specifically that you would like to see your stuff, that you would like to get pushed to the top of the list, if you've seen some of the head sculpts that I've been buying or stuff I've talked about, gladly throw it out there and I'll see what I can do. Try and push it up, get it out sooner than later. But for today, that's going to be everything. If you stuck around, I appreciate it. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, and remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude out.